Leo, today is your turn. So, the three is of Leo. Everybody love to hate Leo, but person like me, I appreciate Leos so much because they inspire me with my confidence every single day. So let's talk about it. Leo decans. The first decan. This decan is the decan that is really possessed with a lot of sun energy. Just pure sun energy. So imagine these are the most flamboyant out the three. These Leos are born 0 to 10 degrees Leo. Their birthday falls from July 23rd to August 1st. David Radcliffe from Harry Potter is a first decan Leo. And the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, is no. Barack Obama is not a first decan. He is a second decan. Jennifer Lopez is a first decan. How did I mess that up? I don't know. Anyways, so these Leos have a lot of zeal, a lot of oomph in their body, just a lot of energy going on with them. They're very passionate and very determined people. These are the Leos that are going to push through when they don't feel like it. When they're feeling sick, when they just feel like giving up. Someone can die in the family, and these Leos will just keep going. Like an Energizer bunny. Just keep going and going and going. They're very, very creative. Like, these people can come up with they come up with stuff like that you wouldn't even imagine like that they could come up with, but they just come up with the most creative things. You will find a lot of the musicians, the artists, just people that are able to take something simple and just display it to the world as just this most creative piece of art. Like, they're real good with artsy type stuff. These are the ones that are very intuitive because they have that great ability to connect with the arts. You find some of the best psychics, the best, tarot card readers, the best astrologers. Like, if I had to pick up somebody to go get a reading from, I'd pick a first decan Leo, because they just gonna tell you. They're gonna see everything, and they're gonna, whether good or bad, they're gonna give it to you in a creative way that can open up your mind. So these are where a lot of the entrepreneurs are when it comes down to Leos. These are the ones that would rather not work a 9 to 5. These are the ones that are gonna, because of the determination that they have, they're just really going to make sure that they, are able to be their own boss. Like, ain't no telling this Leo really what to do. They're kind of like the Geminis. Don't really like routine. Don't want to be told, oh, when I can take a break. Oh, when I got to come to work. Oh, when do I get off? These are the ones that's going to set their own, schedules. They're very much so workaholics. You always see this Leo with their head in the book. Them doing something, even if on their off days, even when they're on vacation, they looking at something that got something to do with their business. Like, these are where you find a lot of the millionaires when it comes down to this Leo. This is where all the money making Leos, these are the ones. Very, very confident. Very extroverted. Like, I would say out of the three Leos, these are the ones that are the most flashy. The big colors, the, just extravagant outfits. The females, with the best looking hair and makeup. Like, you never see them looking a mess. Like, even on their just lazy day, they got, just this glow about them that just really makes people want to notice them. Very outspoken. Now, this Leo is not shy to say whatever they need to say. And if they have a problem with you, they're not going to go over and tell Sally, Mae, and Susie, and all of those people. They're going to come to you because they don't have a problem with being able to dominate conversations, being able to dominate rooms, like just dominating people, they don't have a problem with that. You know, that's just their nature. They like to be able to do stuff like this. And because of that, some people might think that the first deacon Leo is a narcissist, but that is totally, totally not true. Like, imagine the sun. We need the sun for so many things in our life. So why would you think that the first deacon is a narcissist or full of themselves when they just can't help it? It's a part of their inner being to just be nurturing to everybody, to be have their hands in everything, and to feel like they know what's best for people, because that's how the sun acts. The sun is very important to our everyday lives. If the sun didn't come out just even a little bit, we wouldn't know what to do, because our crops wouldn't grow. I mean, you know, for the melanated people, like, we would be just starving for vitamin D. It's just so many things that the sun, brings to our life. Even when it's cold outside and the sun comes and shines a little bit, it brings a little bit of warmth to the earth. And so you're going to feel the Leo deacon, the first deacon, just like that. You're going to feel their presence. And when they walk in the room, you're going to know they're there, even if you don't want to. And that can kind of aggravate people sometimes, but that's their problem. I feel like, you know, a lot of people say you guys brag a lot, but it's just, you know them healthy boundaries about tooting your own horn. These are the Leos that don't need the validation from the outer world, you know, because they're able to provide that for themselves. The sun don't need anything to be the sun. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to understand that aspect of where the first deacon Leos come from in their power. I mean, they know they don't need anyone. Most of the time, people are going to need them at the end of the day. The only suggestion that I would give to the Leo is just like to kind of try to listen to others people's ideas and suggestions at times, you know, because you just want to like learn how to give other people a chance to speak. We know, Leo, that you are all embodying everything that you do, and we know for the most part you have it all together, but there might be some other people that can give you a little bit of a curb to certain ideas that you have, like maybe an Aquarius or a third deacon Gemini, or maybe a Virgo that can kind of look and see certain things differently more than you can. So, you know, try to practice giving other people, you know, a chance to say what they need to say, so that they won't be feeling like, oh my God, this Leo is just driving me crazy, because you can't tell them anything. You don't want to, you know, people already have the worst thought about you. So it would really just like be in your best interest to at least listen. Even if you don't do what they tell you to do, listen, so that you can get that bad rap up off of you. Be careful in the way you deliver things, because you are the sun energy. And so sometimes some of the things that you say, they come off in the wrong way when that was never your intent. So like, try to practice how you come off to people, because you can alienate yourself if people just feel like you just too much. You know what I'm saying? And it's messed up that I even have to tell you guys this, because like, you're the sun, and I respect the sun so much for my everyday life. So like, when you guys don't come out and bring light to the world, you shine light on things, and some people don't like that. And I would think it's like people that do things in the deep dark of the night, they don't appreciate the sun when it comes through, because it illuminates things and it shows the flaws and the secrets and the messed up things that people do out here in the world. And I think that's the biggest thing for people, is because you are very enlightening and you do shine your light bright. So like, just be careful and think really hard when you say things, because we just don't want to ruffle feathers, which it doesn't even take much for you guys to do. You guys, Leo first deacons, Leos period, are loyal, but the first deacon, they're extremely loving and loyal people. Even if you might have bumped your head with them the first time, like, for example, there's a first deacon Leo that I know. She's a July 30th baby. And, you know, I used to do work for her back in the day. And like it didn't work out the way that it needed to work out because I wasn't directly under her branch. I was up under someone else's branch, and it was just certain things about the situation that I ended up not liking. But me and her really never fell out. Like to this day, I still look up to her as a source of inspiration because she really is in her field of work that she does. She is, you know, a trendsetter. She is very knowledgeable of the work that she does. And so like I aspire every day to be like her because, you know, it gets no greater than a leader like that. Like she has a face that's just so multifaceted. She can do so much, and her presence and her energy is just so refreshing. So it's like spirit will send her in to give a message to me every time. I'd be like, are you psychic? Because you know when I need that uplifting, and spirit always brings her message across to me at that time. Though they are very confident people, they can tend to be a little sensitive. And that's why I tell people don't judge a book by its cover when it comes down to the first deacon Leo, because they can't help who they are. So when you pass hard judgment on these Leos, it hurts their feelings because they don't mean to come off the way they do. It's just in their nature. And if people would learn to understand that, people would understand who you are and be able to be a little bit easier on you. Because yes, they have a high ego, but at the same time, they can't help how God made them. And so it's like people need to learn how to just stop judging a book by its cover. Open the book and read it before you even pass judgment on a situation, because you don't know where this person been and what they had to fight in life to get to where they're going. They're very stubborn people. And so it's just like, yeah, they're sensitive and yeah, their ego is strong, but these people make good decisions. And once they decide that there is a decision that they want to make, there's no coming off of that, you know. And don't piss this Leo off, because you probably will lose a friend, because this person is so stuck in their ways. They're a fixed sign. First off, it's hard to waver their you know, mind to something else that you may be wanting to. If you're sorry, you know, it might take a little longer for you to get back into the situation, because that's just how stubborn they are. These Leos, they're so stubborn that some of them don't like to ask for help. And my suggestion to you, Leo, the first deacon, is to learn how to ask for help, you know. I mean, we know that y'all make good decisions. We know that y'all basically know what it is that y'all want. But sometimes your pride can get in the way so much that you will need help, and you will not ask because your ego will not allow you to maybe look like you don't know everything. We know y'all know everything, but just learn how to open up to the community the way the community opens up to you, because at the end of the day, we all need somebody at some time in our lives, and you're no different, Leo. So let's go to Deacon 2. This is where Kylie Jenner and Barack Obama would sit when it comes down to the Leos. This energy is the Sun and Jupiter energy. So, of course, these are the most lucky Leos out of the three. They are born between August 2nd and August 12th, 10 to 20 degrees Leo. And these are the Leos that like to keep themselves busy. They always have something to do. They always have something going on. No matter what they're going through in life, these are the ones that don't have the idle minds. They don't have time for idleness. They are going to create situations where they're always busy. These are where you find the gamblers, the people that like to go to the casinos, you know. My partner is a second deacon Leo, so of course, yes, he loves to gamble, because Jupiter, they have the planet Jupiter behind them. That Sagittarius energy is there to like give them that extra boost of luck, and people don't like that. I know I used to get upset about it, but because he likes to gamble so much, that it would just be like, you know, but he always would win. And so I had to understand, like, okay, just like how Sagittarius is, you know, they will spin, because they know they're going to always land back on their feet and be able to have that Jupiter energy behind them to give them that luck. You know, I had to, when I learned and I understood that, I really don't fuss about it no more, you know. I'll just take little pieces, you know, I'll take a few $100s out of his pocket, you know, and put it in my purse, so that at least if he does go off and lose some money, he still got some, so that's how I learned how to handle that. They have a very good sense of humor, and this is why people like to be around them, because they know how to make people laugh. These are the Leos that you always see walking around smiling. Even when they feeling very fucked up inside, they're always smiling. And that smile just brightens up everybody's days. Like the Gemini second deacon, they know the best jokes. Like, oh my God, they can keep you laughing all day. These are where all Leos are leaders, but these are where you might find the alpha male and female at, because they know how to just control the room, and they're gonna always be the ones that everybody pays attention to. So when they leave the room, like, people get kind of lost and not really knowing what to do, because they always dominate the situation. They know how to brighten people's days up. So if you're having a bad day, go talk to a second deacon Leo. They're gonna do something to make you laugh. You're gonna feel better after you get out of a conversation with them. They love the spotlight, which all Leos do, but this one really does, because they are so witty, and I guess you can say lucky. It's like they automatically know that the spotlight is going to be put on them. And at the same time, these are the Leos that can get very intrigued by someone else that is like a smooth talker, because they're such smooth talkers themselves. They really can be triggered by these people. And so therefore, like, even though they're very smooth talkers, like, say they meet a first deacon Gemini, they're going to be intrigued by this person, because this person will stroke their ego. And so you can get used a little bit, Leo. So you got to be careful with meeting people that are just like you, because they can trick you. You know what I'm saying? Very caring and generous. They got the heart of gold. Like, when I tell you that you can hurt this Leo's feelings, they might not show it to you, but they're not going to stay mad too long. Like, you get into an argument with a Leo 5 minutes later, it's like it never even happened. So, I really like being around these Leos, because you can fight all day with them, and the next day it's going to be all right. They are not going to, be like bothered by it. They're going to act like it didn't happen. Very positive. Very much so the encourager of the situation. Like, this is the Leo I can call if I'm feeling down and I need some encouragement. My Leo is going to be there and say, baby, you got this. Don't let these people get you down. Like, they're going to give you the ultimate encouragement, to where your ego will go from 0 to 100 real fast, even if it's unfounded. They're going to make you feel better about yourself. They're the lifelong learners, like the scholars. This is where you find these people, the ones that went to college and, did really well in school, and, like, they have so much knowledge, they want to tell everybody. These will probably be the smartest Leos out of the group. These are where you will find the religious philosophers, the person that has a cause, that wants to teach people. They are very good with children. And I mean, it's just like, if I had to pick a teacher, it would be a second deacon Leo, because trust me, the information that they give you, they know what they're talking about. And just like the third deacon Gemini, like, they're going to push their agenda to the fullest. I feel like, these are the very, very intelligent Leos. Like, even though first deacon is the entrepreneur, they may have went to college, but really didn't like school, or it was a struggle for them. But these Leos right here, smart as hell. Engineers, just so damn smart. I can't even go into, like, how much I know that second Leo deacons are the smartest people that I know. Like, my partner is the smartest man in this world that I know. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, they like to travel. Even though they're a fixed sign, they love to go. That's why I think me and him get along so well. It was easy for him, being like, kind of like, grew up in a town, always was there, maybe moved an hour away, never really went and lived nowhere else, it was easy for me to convince them because the adventure is really what they like. Um, these are the Leos that will leave their hometown and go away for a few years and have no problem because they'll adapt to the situation. And so, they'll come home eventually, but these are the ones that don't get homesick. Like, they can go away and probably, you won't see them for a couple of years and they won't be homesick or anything. You know what I'm saying? So they're very adaptable to new places. So, third decan Leos. Madonna is the third decan Leo. These are the Leos that have that Mars energy with them. So they're ruled by the sun and co-ruled by Mars energy. 20 to 30 degrees Leo, and they are born between August the 13th and August 22nd. My son is a third decan Leo. They get very bored. And y'all already know how Aries get when they get bored. They got to go find something to do. This is how the third decan Leo is because of that Mars energy. Mars is all about the impact, just aggressive energy. So imagine sun energy with Mars energy. Grilling your ass. That's what that is. They're really not lazy people, even though I tend to think my son can get a little bit lazy. But I just think it's really with activities that he's not really interested in. He ain't putting that much effort into them. I can tell you that boy would sit in his room and play his video game all day if I let him. Like, he have these different streaks about him at times. Like, he really loves basketball. So when we get ready to move, I'm going to make sure I have a basketball court out there because he'll probably be outside playing basketball every single day. Because when it's a subject that they're interested in, they really, really move towards it. And they will, do the most when it comes down to a subject they're really into. They're not needy individuals unless some other aspect like Cancer or maybe Pisces is somewhere in their chart. Because my son has a Cancer rising. So it's like, I wouldn't say he's needy. He's very independent, but he got that loving energy that he wants a hug or a kiss every day. So, about 5 times a day. I don't really call that needy. He's just a very loving little boy. I feel like they have a lot of strength. So you can push these Leos to the max and they don't get tired. A lot of courage. Like, what I noticed about my family dynamic is everybody is dominant fire, so it works out good. These are the ones that will kind of be impulsive because Aries is a very impulsive sign, known to be impulsive. They will jump into something without even looking and checking out first, just because they know that if they get caught up in a situation that Mars energy is going to help them to get out of it. I would say you Leos need to be more cautious with the things that y'all do before y'all do them, because sometimes y'all can get yourselves into a world of trouble. Even though you can get out of it, it's like, damn, how did I get myself in this situation? Don't be so careless. Like, really think things through before you go and to push into certain things. If you can hone in on these traits and be able to overcome certain flaws that you have, you will be the most successful out of the 3 Leos. You will be the most successful because I just feel like with that Mars energy, you're going to push through. Whereas the sun energy is just you're an illuminating person. The Jupiter energy makes you lucky, so you always need that extra bit of luck behind you. But the Mars energy, they are almost 100% guaranteed to go and do something with their lives. So if you can hone in on those flaws that you have, you're going to almost always be successful. They always have big dreams. Boy, if I tell you, when my baby was a little baby, we used to ask him what he wanted to be. And he was like, I want to be a race car driver. Like big dreams at the age of 3. He knew, I want to be a race car driver. He see that person in that car, he'd be like, yes, that's what I want to do. Even though I'm not letting him do that, but, that's what he wanted to do, and that's what he always said for a few years, you know what I'm saying? The enthusiasm that y'all have is just out of this world. Like, y'all could be sad, and just the thought of something that you want to do will bring that enthusiasm back up. But you probably would never see a Leo just looking sad just because of their pride, their ego. It's not going to let them do it. But y'all get a little bit stubborn and opinionated. Very much so. Like, I keep using my son as an example. I have 2 children. And so my daughter is the oldest. But when I tell you that I hear my son walking around telling her what to do, like last night, for instance, you know, it was like a sandwich night. And so we had went out and bought like ham and turkey and stuff like that, but we had bologna in the refrigerator already. But you know, my kids, they are very simple. They love bologna and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, it's ham and turkey in the refrigerator. But my son was like, well, no, the bologna has been in there longer. We gonna eat that. And, you know, it was just, I couldn't do nothing but laugh at him. Because his daddy wanted to fuss at him like, no, you ain't the daddy. I'm like looking at him like, you know, he get that from you. But I was like, you right. The bologna has been in there the longest. If you want to eat that, you can eat that. I couldn't even argue with him because I knew that we would probably be going back and forth. He would find an argument to tell me why the bologna needed to be eaten before we ate the ham and the turkey. So they don't listen to shit you got to say at all. You telling them something, it's going out in one ear, out the other ear. Like, these are the Leos that, you know, will probably get in the most trouble in their lives. And I be trying to tell my kid's father about that, because I'm just like, you know, he put him up on a pedestal. Oh yeah, he making good grades now, but I said that's gonna be the one that gives you the most trouble, because he hard-headed as hell. He don't like to listen, and he think he know what's right about everything for himself. So I'm just waiting for him to become a teenager, because I know my days is gonna be full of controversy and problems with this little boy. Even though right now, you know, as he's little, he doesn't really cause us much trouble because he stays to himself. But I can just know when he's a very popular child. So like when he goes to school, all the little kids, you know, oh my God, there's Kel. Oh my God, there's Kel. You know, they can't do nothing without Kel. Little boys calling my phone at all times of the night. Oh, can I speak to Kel? Even when he's playing video games and talking through his speaker, he's the leading the crew. So I know that, you know, I ain't gonna be able to be that parent that when he gets in trouble, uphold him in his mess, because I already know how my son is, and I know he's gonna be the leader of the pack. So he gonna probably be driving all these little boys to be doing stuff they don't got no business doing. It's so funny. They're very much so a careless spender. Spend, spend, spend. You know, when they want something, they're going to get it. They don't care how much it costs. They ain't even looking at the price tag. They just gonna put it on the counter. You know, I'm buying it. Even if it take all of their money, they don't care, because they just spend however, you know. Very, very honest. Like, I be telling my daughter all the time, you better not be doing that. You don't have no business, because your brother is going to tell it. Like, he's going to really tell the truth. You know, I don't really have to worry about him lying too much, because he just knows. Which Leos are very honest people, you know, they're going to just tell you like it is. And so I think it's really hard for y'all to lie to people. And so if you want to know the absolute truth about something, you know, go to the third decan, because the second decan, they may try to, you know, the first and the second decan, I feel like the first deacon will illuminate some things to you, but they might try to, you know, sugarcoat it a little bit. The second deacon, you know, it's going to try to give you a roundabout way, in an enthusiastic way for the truth. But this deacon is going to tell you straight out like it is. You know, Aries is a very direct person. They ain't, you know, not sugarcoating anything. It's not stars and butterflies with this Leo. They're always kind in their approach to things, because, you know, let's face it, Aries is a very kind person. Even though they're aggressive, like the nicest people that I ever known, like they will take the shirt off their back and give it to you. You know what I'm saying? So this is how third decan Leos operate. They have a problem with their anger, though. These are where you find the most rowdy Leos, because that Aries energy, that Mars energy, it's like it's easy for them to lose their temper, and when they lose it, it just 100 skyrockets. It's hard to contain. Very fiery. Temper is off the charts. So, you know, you don't want to make this Leo mad, because you may not can come back from dealing with them or them getting over things like the other Leos probably can get over things really easy. The first deacon, they're going to be so sensitive that they might hold a grudge with you, but they'll get over it. Second deacon, Leo, you know, I lost my train of thought. They might no, the second decan probably ain't even gonna, it's not gonna even cause them no problem, because that Jupiter energy make them feel lucky. They ain't even gonna care what you talk about. But this one, oh, they holding grudges. You better not tell them that you're gonna do something, because they gonna remember it and they gonna bug your ass until you do it. I promise you. Let me tell you something. I know for a fact, I deal with one. You got to be careful with what the promises that you make to this Leo, because they never gonna let you forget. And if you don't do it and you forget about it, they gonna remind you for years, even after you've done it, you know, because that's just how they roll. So overall, I like Leos. Like, I ain't never had a problem with a Leo. Like, I always get along with them. Like, the Leos are able to go away from you and y'all can come back and be friends. Like, it's nothing. Like, they really just some easy-go-lucky type people. And I like their ego. I like their disposition. I like everything about them, because it reminds me of the Gemini. You know, everybody loves to hate the Leo, just like they love to hate the Gemini. And it's just because of their presence. Like, Leo has a big presence. They can't understand it. They're ruled by the sun. So, you know, just like Geminis are ruled by Mercury, so they're good at communicating. And, you know, it's certain things about that people don't like. But, you know, just like Virgos too. We're going to get into that in the next video. But I hope that y'all enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to, you know, display each one of you guys' traits, so that y'all can understand more about yourselves. Y'all can chime in if y'all agree with this. And check out Virgos. Talk to you later.